Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to my channel if this is your first time stopping by. My name is Jedi Luke, and today we're going to be doing something a little different. So typically I do tech reviews, reviews of other things, or just like gameplay videos. And today we're going to step back a little bit away from the technology and talk about something super simple. Rubik's Cube. So a few weeks ago, my wife Madeline wanted to learn how to do the Rubik's Cube. So she started where all people start when they're learning to do something, YouTube. In scouring the many videos on YouTube, we found some actually really good how-to videos. We also found some that were not helpful at all. So what I wanted to do is kind of take the knowledge that I had from the videos that worked well, the videos that didn't work well, and try to consolidate it down into a very simple how to solve a Rubik's Cube for a beginner. Alright, so let's talk about Rubik's Cubes for a second. Right now, I have three in front of me. I have the standard Rubik's Cube that you can get from Walmart, Target, Amazon, wherever. And then I have two other Rubik's Cubes. This one is a speed cube, and this one is just like a cheap speed cube. It gets a speed cube because it turns faster. And as you can see, this center is completely square. So that is the normal Rubik's Cube. So sometimes when you turn it, those edges will get caught. This one has rounded edges so that when you're turning it, it won't get caught on the sides when you're spinning it, and it just allows you for a little faster movement. You can learn on any of these cubes, but if you really want to learn how to do the basics without overturning or things moving too fast and losing where you're at, I would actually recommend starting with the plain old Rubik's Cube from Walmart or Target. So before we get into the actual movement and how to solve the Rubik's Cube, let me give you just some basic overviews, because this is a video for beginners. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides on this Rubik's Cube. Typically, people say that the front or the top is the white and the bottom is yellow. So any Rubik's Cube that you find is going to follow a similar pattern: white, yellow, blue, orange, green, red. Or people say bogr. B-O-G-R, blue, orange, green, red. And the nice thing with a 3x3, because they have 4x4, 5x5, 6x6, and that is the cubes across, is these center colors are not going to move. So as you're solving it, you don't have to worry about these center cubes being in the wrong spot and having to remember what color. When you get into the more advanced cubes like the 4x4, the 5x5, the 6x6, you have to remember which color goes where. But for the 3x3, you don't have to worry about that. Really, the only thing that you're solving on a 3x3 are the edges. And the last thing before we get into actually solving this Rubik's Cube is I'm going to tell you about the method that I use when solving this. So there are tons of different ways to solve it, and the way that I have found to be the easiest is the white cross method, which is what we're going to use. And there are a couple algorithms which are the movements that you would make in repetition to have the cubes move around. And there's going to be one algorithm that I'm going to have you practice and memorize from the get-go. And then there's a few others that for each step you will need to remember. And as long as you can remember the algorithm and which step it belongs to, you'll be able to finish this no problem. So the way that my brain works, and other people's brains work differently, but the way that my brain works is I have to be able to understand why an algorithm works the way that it does. So when people say, okay, you move this up 2 times and then over 2 times, for me, I need to know why. Like, what are we accomplishing by doing that algorithm? I don't know if this is going to help you guys, but for me, I like knowing why an algorithm works and what cube is being moved where. So that is how I attack this Rubik's Cube. And if you find out that my way is not a way that works for you, I apologize. There's tons of other videos, but this is just what worked for me. So without further ado, let's hop into actually solving this Rubik's Cube. So before I get into actually solving the white cross, what I want you to focus on and learn is this algorithm that we're going to use for solving multiple parts of this cube. The first thing you want to do with this white center being the top, I want you to put your right hand on the bottom of this right side, because this is what we're going to be turning. And so what this move is it's going to be up, so we're turning the right side, up, and then you turn the top with your right finger, down, that same side, over. So that is the movement that I want you to practice. So again, up, over, down, back over. So for those of you that want to know what we're doing, so typically when we're doing this movement, we are switching these two cubes. So white, orange, green, orange, yellow, green. Let's do our movement. Now, this one is on top, and that one is on the bottom. So that's what this movement does, is it switches these two corners. So when we're going to be doing this movement, and as you'll see after we finish the white cross, we're going to do this a lot because it rotates these corners so that it'll fit, and this is extremely important to remember when we're finishing the cube. But one thing to note, it is extremely important to do all four movements. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you don't do this fourth one, that turn with your finger at the end, you're going to screw up the end. There's nothing more frustrating than getting to the end of the Rubik's Cube, being right there, and then forgetting to do this when you're doing the bottom part, which we'll see, and messing up, and it is so frustrating. So once you're able to get this done, that 4 movements, and you're able to do it kind of fluid, then we're going to switch to the left side. Now let's see how good you are with your left hand. And again, white, center on top, turn, push, down, push back. So white, orange, and blue, as you'll see, is going to get moved. Rotate up, over, down, boom. And now that one's on bottom, and the one that was on bottom is now on top. So that movement just rotates these two colors. So you got that movement down? Perfect. Now, let's solve the white cross. And so why it's called the white cross is literally it looks like a white cross or a white X. And so white is going to be at the top. And there's a few different ways that you can figure out where these colors go. So the first and the easiest way to do this white cross is to flip it over and see what white ones are on the bottom. So as you can see here, there is a white, blue center on the bottom. So this white blue needs to be on top. But before we rotate it, let's see if we can find and match this center up with the blue center. So let's turn this over, and then all we have to do to get that on top is rotate it up. And there it is. Blue, blue, white, white. Now we do that with the rest of the colors. Any other? Red. So now let's rotate this over to red. And then all you have to do, like before, is just rotate this up. So now red and white are lined up. So Now we have half of our cross, blue and red. So that is the easiest way to get these whites figured out. And a lot of times, the rest of them aren't going to be as easy. You'll see here they're on the edge, this white is on the edge, and this white is on the edge. And so those whites need to be right here. So what we need to do is take this white, get it next to the green square. So what we're going to do here is rotate this down so it's at the bottom, and then just match this with the green square. So it's in line. It might not be in the right spot, but at least it's in line. So the way that you figure out how to get this white up top is very simple. It's not as easy as just rotate it all the way, but what you do is you rotate it so it's right on the side, right? So it's sitting horizontal like this. So then what you do after this is simply turn the top towards that corner. So we're going to turn the top towards that corner. Simply rotate this up and then turn the top back. And now that green is in line. So we have green done, red done, and blue done. And now we just need orange. And orange is right there. So again, same movement as before. Let's get orange lined up. Just like last time. Let's get it on the side. Rotate it just like this. And remember, we are looking to put this piece right here. So that's what we're going to do. So we're turning this towards that color and then simply rotating it up. Now turn it back. Boom. And there, our white cross is complete. So this next piece in doing these corners, this is where your algorithm that I just taught you really comes into play. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this and we're going to make the white now our bottom. So let's put white on the bottom. So what we need to figure out is now which corner pieces go where. And you look at that by just seeing, okay, white is on the bottom and this is a green and a red corner. So if we figure out where green and red is and we move that over top of where it needs to go, so that corner needs to go right there, right there. And remember, our algorithm moves and rotates this piece right here. So all we have to do is do our 4 movements. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now that corner piece is right where it goes. So that actually worked out really well to where we only had to do our algorithm 1 time. And there are going to be other times where that white, that piece might not be rotated the right way, and you'll have to just do that multiple times. Take this one for instance. This white, red and blue. Get it right here. Red, blue, white, blue and red. Now we're going to put this piece right in this corner, but we're going to have to do this a couple times. So we do this algorithm once, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Now it's in this corner, but it is not turned the right way. So let's do that algorithm one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now it's right above it. 1, 2, 3, 4. And there it is. Now that corner is complete. What we want to do, so that this one, white, blue, and orange, it's in the right corner, but it is just not facing the right way. So again, this is the chance for you to practice your algorithm again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's down there but needs to be rotated. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Done. Now it's just this last corner. Alright, congratulations, the bottom row is now completed. Now it is time the center row. So this part can get a little confusing for folks, but I want to try to make sure I make this as simple as possible. So the easiest way to figure out how to do this is to find where we can have a cube where the center is the same color as the middle and the top is the same color as one of these sides. So this one is a perfect example. We have red matches up, and then blue on top, and blue is going right here. So if you look, this is a middle edge. So this middle edge needs to go right here. Red and blue. It needs to be red and blue. So what we're going to do is this corner, because it needs to go right here, has to do this algorithm that we've done, but this is going to be on the left side now. So there's two extra movements that you're going to have to do to your normal algorithm. First, and this is going to seem confusing, but you want to push this corner away from where it needs to go. So let's do that. So first movement, push it away. Seems counterintuitive, I know. But now let's do our 4 movements. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, now don't worry, it looks messed up, but it is not. You have your piece right here. Now this piece needs to go right here, and this piece has to go back in. So with the corner that is white, put that in the hand that you're going to do half of your algorithm to. So now, right hand, white. Now let's do your algorithm. 1, 2, 3, 4. And there it is, right where it's supposed to go. Let's find another corner. Now here we have blue and orange, and to the side is orange. So again, this middle edge needs to go right here. So what we're going to do, again, just like before, is turn away. It seems counterintuitive, but that's what we're going to do. So you turn it away, and then you do that movement, that algorithm. Up, over, down, back over. And then with your right hand, because that's where the white is on, you do your algorithm again. 1, 2, 3, 4. And look at that. Blue is all completed. So now since those were all with our left hand, I want to show you what it looks like now with your right hand. So here is a good example. So we have green and orange goes right here. So again, this middle edge is going to go right here. So just like the last two, we're going to do the exact same movement, but we're going to put this one on the right side instead of the left side. So let's turn this away from where it goes. And you should be comfortable with this algorithm by now. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now, this is where, just like the last time, because of where this white is, that is going to face the hand that you need to turn with. And you're going to do your algorithm. 1, 2, 3, 4. Orange is complete. Alright, so I'm going to show you something that you might run into when you're doing this second row. And that is that this piece is in the right spot, but it's turned the wrong way. You see that? So what we need to do is we need to take any of these center pieces and put it in this position to get that out so that we can simply put it back in. So all we need to do for this one is to do the algorithm on that side and get it out. So 1, 2, 3, 4. White on the right side. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now that piece is out. So now that piece is out. Let's simply put it back in. So just like we have been doing, you push it away and do your algorithm. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right side, white faces your right hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now, second row is all done. Congratulations. White is completed. Second row, first row, all done. Let's keep white on the bottom. And now what we're going to be doing is finding the yellow cross. This rotation is going to be, again, using the same algorithm you used before, just with one extra move to it. So the thing that we're looking for before is going to be either having a yellow line here where it would be straight, or a yellow L shape. And right now we don't have any of those. But if we did, then we need to make sure if it was an L, that it would be in the top left corner. If it was a line, that we keep it horizontal. But as of right now, we don't have any of those, so it doesn't matter which direction we hold the cube. Before we do our normal algorithm, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this front part that's facing me, and I'm going to turn it clockwise. So white's on the side now, right? And now let's do your algorithm. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then simply turn it counterclockwise to be back. White's still good, and now we have a yellow square. So now we take that yellow square, because here's an L, just imagine that was a different color, and we put that in the top left corner. So let's turn this clockwise, and then let's do our algorithm. 1, 2, 3, 4, and as you're going to see now, it's going to be a straight line. Boom. And that means we need to do that one more time. So one thing you can actually do, if you have where it's an L shape, you're going to have to do that rotation 2 times. So rather than turning it, doing one of the algorithm rotations and turning it back, you could actually do it twice, and it would end up with the cross. But for this example, I'm just going to show you each step as we check. So it's, again, turn it, do your algorithm. 1, 2, 3, 4, turn it back. Now, yellow cross. So now, with this, we have the yellow cross. We're getting so close. What we have to do is get these corners, these center middle pieces, to line up with the right color. So right now we only have 2 that are lining up with the right color, red and orange. You might only have 1. If that's the case, always have one of the matching colors face you. So now let's do our normal algorithm, but as you can probably guess, with one extra move. So as we're solving, getting this yellow cross, these corners in the right color, you're going to do your algorithm. 1, 2, 3. But before we do our 4th move, we're going to push this away from us. So now that is in the complete backside. And then let's finish it. Rotate it up and bring it back. 2 moves. And then down. And as you can see, we now have green and red. Now we have these 2 corners, and that's what we're looking for. So you're either going to have 2 of these corners matching now that are directly next to each other, none of them, or all of them. So if we're able to get 2 of them, you want the matching corner in the back and the other matching corner in your right hand. So now let's do that movement again. You got your normal algorithm with one extra push before you finish it. So ready? 1, 2, 3. Push it away one more time. Now let's finish it up. And now, as you can see, if we turn it back, all 4 corners are in the right position. And now, it's just these corners left. We are in the home stretch, guys. We are getting so close. Congratulations. Okay, so this is one of the movements that really can confuse folks, but please do not give up yet. As we're going to be making sure, we're going to be trying to get these corner pieces to be in the right corner. And then once we get those in the right corner, as you probably guessed, we have our trusty algorithm that we're going to be using to get those turned around the right way. But before we do that, we need to make sure they're in the right position. So as of right now, this one, yellow on top, green and red, is the only correct color. So if you do this, you're either going to have one of them be in the right spot, all 4 of them be in the right spot, 2 of them in the right spot, or none. So right now, one of them is in the correct position. So if you do have one that's in the correct position, you want to keep that in the top right corner, right here. And now this is the movement. And again, this movement can be a little confusing, so please take your time in memorizing this one. So first, we want to take this corner, and it's in the top right, and we push it away. Push it away. Now you take this corner, and you bring it up, and now you pull it back. And then you take this corner, flip it up, push it back so that this white can be completed. Bring this white right back down. Complete this white, and then bring it back down. And now, this one is in the same exact spot, but these 3 have moved. And now, this yellow, blue, and red is in the right spot. Yellow, blue, and orange is in the right spot. And yellow, orange, and green is in the right spot. And as great as that is, I want to show you this movement one more time. Even though we can complete this Rubik's Cube, I want to show you that movement one more time. If you have the right corner, you're going to keep that in your right hand, and you're going to push away. Bring this corner up. Bring it back. Bring this side up. Complete the white. Bring it back down. Complete this white. Bring it back down. So let's do that again. This one is in the right spot, so let's keep moving it. Over, up, bring it back, up, bring this one back, down, complete this white, down. So now all of the corners are in the right spot. Now this is the part where you really don't want to screw it up, because now you're just completing these corners. So now, put yellow on the bottom, bring white back up to the top. Here, you are now just going to continue to do your algorithm until these corners are flipped the correct way. And then you're going to just rotate this bottom and leave these 2 to complete, to complete, to complete, to complete. And that is extremely important. So on this last movement, you want to do all 4 movements, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and then until this is complete, and then you do not move these 2, and just bring the bottom over. So let's do that. Ready? So 1, 2, 3, 4. Now these 2 are switched, so let's bring it back. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's here, but it's not in the right position. Let's do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Now look, it is in the correct spot. And as I said, we're not going to move these two top and bottom. So now all we do is rotate the unsolved corner to that position and continue to do this movement until that is turned correctly. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. A couple more times. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Make sure you do that fourth movement, otherwise you can really screw this up bad. Now that's completed, and rotate the bottom to the next unsolved corner. Now to do this last corner, all we have to do is rotate it over. Again, do not move these two. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And it is completed. Congratulations. Now you can successfully impress all of your friends and be the smartest person in the room because you've completed and solved your Rubik's Cube. Hopefully that was easy for you. Hopefully that made sense and it wasn't more confusing than it had to be. I appreciate your time. Hopefully this helped. If it did help, I would really appreciate you to subscribe, to like the video, pass it on to anyone else that you think needs to learn. And remember, I love you. God loves you. Let's continue to improve every day. Bye.